Hi, and welcome to this YouTube exclusive episode of Sjakksnakk. We are joined today by Grandmaster Johan-Sebastian Christiansen. He's a brilliant Blitz player, so we want to talk to him about all the drama that happened in Paris recently for the Speed Chess Championship finals. And he's also representing Norway during the Olympiad in Hungary, and he'll be playing alongside Magnus Carlsen, so that's very interesting. And Odin, I'm sure you followed all the drama in Paris as well.
Yeah, I did very closely, in fact.
Great. And what about you, Johan Sebastian? And welcome back to Sjakksnakk. Tell us about your expectations for that event and all the drama between Magnus and Niemann and everything leading up to that epic battle.
Well, thank you. I was looking very much forward to this match, actually, mostly because of all the drama and to see how much Niemann has progressed, because he has been playing brilliant chess recently, beating a lot of strong players, also not only in classical chess, but also in Blitz. And he's been doing very good in the qualification before this Speed Chess Championship, so it was very exciting to see how he would do against Magnus. But I mean, Magnus is clearly the best chess player in the world in all formats, so I was kind of expecting him to be a clear favorite to win the match. Talking of Magnus, of course. But still, I was very excited to see what Hans could do. But as I thought, obviously Magnus was just crushing him from the beginning, and it was kind of nice to see as well. But okay, it would maybe for the viewers it would be more interesting if it was a closer match. But obviously Hans is not as good so far. But all the drama around made it a good scene.
And maybe it's a tough question to answer, but how good do you see Niemann now in terms of his strength and, let's say, in classical, but also in speed chess, like rapid and blitz?
It's a very, very hard question to answer. It's super hard to even understand what are his strengths and what are his weaknesses, because his playing style is so unique. And in some tournaments, like recently, when he's just able to crush players like Geary in classical chess, which is very rare, and beating strong players in the qualification for speed chess tournaments. And in the recent World Rapid and Blitz, he was demolished by me in the Blitz Championship.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's hard to say. He's kind of changing from month to month, I feel. Like sometimes he can just play brilliantly, and sometimes he can play a bit poorer. So it's very hard to say.
But will this happen with other players at that strength as well? Or is it a bit suspicious that he varies so much kind of in his way of playing, or like playing strength and results?
It's hard to say if it's suspicious, but I feel like he has this kind of psychological thing when he goes into these games, because people are suspicious of him. And I think that's a huge advantage to him. So I think those players that are especially suspicious to him, they might play some weirder moves and play maybe weaker against especially him as an opponent. So I think that's a huge factor to his games. So I think that gives him quite an edge in many cases. So he's a special case, I think. But it'll be interesting to see like how he improves. Obviously, he has improved a lot. I mean, he's beating so many strong players, but still, I think as you could see in this match against Magnus, you could clearly see that he's not there yet.
And how was it for you when you played him over the board for the World Rapid and Blitz last year?
I was very excited. Every single round I was hoping to play against him, because I wanted to show everyone that you have no chance against me, especially Blitz. So I was very happy when I got to see this pairing. And I decided just to play some kind of rubbish opening, some opening that Odin could play, some you play on amateur level.
Thank you.
just to show everyone like how I'll just crush him, and everything just turned out great.
What was the opening again?
It was Wing Gambit in the Sicilian.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. So it was beautiful. Everybody should check this game.
Early before,
yes.
Fantastic. And Magnus won the match against Niemann, and I think he was leading by 10 or 11 points even. So the result could have been even better for Magnus. I think he didn't play his best towards the end, but he was kind of mentally finished with the match, I believe. But then in the final, he played Alireza Firouzja, who has probably been maybe the second best player in the world in 2024. Had some amazing results. and Magnus simply crushed him, even more convincingly, I would say, than the semi-final match against Niemann. So how do you sum up the final and Magnus's performance overall?
And the final, I was following, I think, all of the games for all the hours. I just find it like ridiculous that the chess has such a player. Like he's not like these days. He's not really training any chess, playing too much, and he just demolishes everyone. Like Alireza is like maybe I would say probably clear number 2, especially in online Blitz and Rapid. And there's just he stands no chance. Magnus just plays whatever he wants. He's just dancing around, listening to music, and just crushes all the other elite players. So Magnus says that at some point somebody will pass him. I don't really see it happen in at least 50 years. Like he's so unique.
It's incredible. And I want to give you guys a fun fact. I was the one who made the playlist for Magnus actually for the final. So I was happy to see him enjoying. But
what was your go-to genre?
I don't know. It was a good mix of some old classics and just some good beats to get him going, and some songs with some wordplay, from Paris to Berlin and stuff like that. Yeah, but and it's incredible because Alireza also crushed Nakamura
exactly
in his semi-final encounter. So Hikaru has been, historically probably the best bullet player, or alongside Magnus. And then to see Magnus simply crush Alireza with so many wins. And Alireza, in the interview after the match, said that he was also a bit relieved because if he had beaten Magnus at that age, he would have almost conquered the chess world. So he said, this motivates him. And I think he even tweeted, good game, see you in New York.
Yeah.
And you'll also be playing in New York, and we'll talk more about that later. But Odin, what are your thoughts on what happened in Paris overall?
No, I'm in general really, really, really happy. I'm going to be a captain during the Olympiad, so it would have been devastating if Magnus lost to Niemann. Although, as I said in advance, that it would be more like 85% chance that Magnus would win. And I said like 50 of those percentages would be him crushing Niemann. So I'm quite happy about my predictions. Magnus, of course, amazing player, but we all know that. I think the hype made me kind of believe Niemann had more of a chance than he really had. Like in retrospect, you could just see Magnus just confirming once and for all that he's the GOAT.
I think what impresses me the most is how good Magnus is in almost any time control, any format. Obviously, maybe not the clear best classical player in the world like he was a few years ago, but still, probably he is. But to win tournaments in freestyle chess, chess 960, Rapid, Blitz, even Bullet. I mean, it's just incredible to see someone be a beast in all the different formats. And how difficult is it, Johan-Sebastian, to be able to deliver, in all the formats, all the different types of tournaments?
I mean, he's the only one who can do it. So it's clearly like extremely difficult. So, and there's nobody who are even close to be playing like him. So. As I said, I don't really see any of the youngsters really in the near future doing the same as him, because he's always been like this. I feel like once he entered the top elite, always just been the best blitz player, bullet player, classical player. So but especially like being also the best bullet player, I think is huge, because Blitz, you can it's some similarities with classical chess and Rapid, but Bullet is just pure speed, and he still got this as well with all the tactics and speed, which is it's ridiculous. I mean, he's the GOAT, as Odin says. So.
And will we ever see you in the knockout stage of the Speed Chess Championship?
I mean, hopefully. The problem is that I think at the recent years I haven't really been so good at online Blitz, especially. Bullet I'm doing actually pretty well, usually on the top leaderboards. But somehow, I don't know, every time I play Title Tuesday or all these other Blitz chess events, I usually do quite poorly. I don't know why, but
so you're actually better over the board in Blitz. You would
yeah,
say.
for sure. Like it's not really even the same player. Like if I play in the in online Blitz tournament, I wouldn't consider myself as a player who would be beating the strong players because I rarely do it online. So, but over the board, I would say like like fighting with the top dogs.
And your next tournament, starting in 2 days' time, will be over the board, and you will be representing Norway in the Olympiad on board 2. And we're sitting here with Odin, who will also be the team captain. So, guys, tell us a little bit about your expectations for the Olympiad.
Yeah, I can go first. I'm looking forward to it. We're ranked as number 6. I think it's around 190 countries that are represented. So last year, or last Olympiad rather, we were ranked as number 4, I believe, and we came 57th.
Yeah, something.
So I'm pretty sure we're going to improve on that.
Do you have a better captain this year?
I think so. We have a better captain, and we have a really good team. I must say, like fairly young, talented players, and we have obviously the world's best chess player. That helps a lot. But there are some really strong teams, like from 1st to 3rd, especially. Like the average rating is really high, so it would take a lot. We need some margins, and we need some really good play to get a medal, I believe. But it's possible. It's a possibility that we will get 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. And my ambition and goal is to do better than our ranking.
Okay, interesting. And what about you, Johan-Sebastian? What are your expectations, and what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, this is my 3rd Olympiad, so always it's a huge thing to represent your own country in such a huge event. And so, okay, we are ranked as number 6, so it's pretty high up there. Last time we were ranked as number 4, but still it's very hard to say that we are kind of medal competitors, because Magnus is kind of pushing our rating average pretty high. But I think even though we were ranked higher last time, I think actually our team is probably a bit stronger this year. So of course we are aiming high. I think still that medals are extremely difficult, because you can kind of see the top teams. They have 2,700 players on every single board. So whenever we play them, it will be very hard for us. But still, on a good day, we can also beat them. So, but I think for Norway in general, I think if we get top 10, I think that would be extremely good. And I think top 20 is something more or less kind of where we're expected to end. So, but for sure, I think we should do better than 57th like last time. But I'm just looking forward to begin and see how the team will play. And for sure, of course, I hope to play good myself. And also the rest of the team, because last time we played Olympiad, everybody was really playing a bit poorly. Only Magnus was playing well. So I hope for me and the rest of the players that we can all play well this year.
Great. And tell us a little bit about the difference when you're playing a tournament for on your own, I mean individual tournament, and compared to a team tournament. What are the biggest differences in terms of preparation or thought process along the way and stuff like that?
Yeah, so when I play in individual, it's me, myself, and I, so I don't have to care about anything else but myself. I prepare for what I want to do. If I want to make to play solid and play perhaps for a draw with black pieces or with white pieces, when you play for a team, you have to consider like the other boards as well. What are chances on board 3, 4, and 1, and so on. So you don't have to think only about yourself, and you have to figure out which player has the biggest chances to win a game, and all of these things. And also during the match, if you're up, let's say 2-1, and you're kind of winning, but still, with a draw, you're securing the team win. And if you try to push hard for a win, you might lose, and the match ends 2-2. So there's a lot of extra things to think about, also for for Odin making a team before our matches, because sometimes some players might fit their opponents better than the other. So there's a lot of things to think about in team matches.
Yeah, there's basically a big meta game going on before the match and during the match, and I kind of agree with you on the placing in the Olympiad, but at the same time we have the best player in the world, and that's for both good and bad. If we meet a team with 2700 average ELO and every player is rated above 2700, we will be underdogs. But at the same time, Magnus could win, and if we just raise the level and play some solid draws, we will win the match. So we have a shot and a chance against all the other teams.
But Johan-Sebastian, so you're also saying then that this will not only be a vacation for Odin. He actually has to do some work.
He has to show up and go to work every single day, yes. No beach time.
And quickly tell us a little bit about how it is to be a team member of Magnus, and how is Magnus playing for the team? Because he's used to playing for himself and winning all the individual tournaments.
No, it's a huge thing to play on the same national team as the world's best chess player. So it's also not the chance you get too often. Only recently he started playing for team events again. So I've had the chance to play with him, I think, 2 times before for the national team, only once in the Olympiad, and once for the club in the European Club Cup. So it's very motivating, and also a nice thing that you always have a good chance of winning one game, so you get a good start of the game. But also you feel like there's some pressure. You have him hanging around your back, watching your game, looking at your moves, and you kind of know that he knows like the exact evaluation and so on, and he sees some good opportunities, and you don't really think the same way. So there are pros and cons, I would say.
Yeah, so it's like a mix of more motivation, but also more pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I think so. So
now you have me as well, looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, I don't think Odin is.
Odin will never know the evaluation, but he will stand in the background and look scary.
But if you make sissy moves, I'll be there.
Yeah, then you'll get interested, I think.
Great, guys. I will be following closely from home. I might go for a few days myself as a tourist and root for you guys. But I wish you all the best of luck, Johan-Sebastian. And you too, Odin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And Johan-Sebastian, one final question. Could we get a prediction? Who do you think will be top 3 in the Olympiad?
Yeah, so this year again, there's so many strong teams. It's hard to choose top 3. But I would probably say, I'm not going to say in correct order, but Uzbekistan is going to be there, I think, because their team is so young, even though they're not the top 3 highest rated teams. They're just always playing hard.
And they're reigning champion, right?
And the reigning champions. And India is always someone who will always do pretty well, with also very, very young players. And it's hard to not mention the US, because they have all these superstars on the team, like just pure 2750s plus. So I think I would probably go for those 3 teams. But it's hard because there's always some kind of extra team that does well, but it's hard to predict. But I think maybe, I would say Uzbekistan wins again. It's not so likely. And I think then maybe India number 2 and US number 3. And China some kind of possible number 1, 2, or 3, actually. Yeah.
Are there any other team you would say could be like the really, really dark horse? Like Norway, for example. Let's say a team who's ranked like 15, 20, 25, who can be a big surprise?
See, Odin is looking at me, expecting me to say Norway. I mean, of course, we can do very well if everything just works out. But that's another possibility. I think the Netherlands looks pretty strong. They have Anish Giri, who's extremely solid. Obviously, Jorgen van Forest, who was recently on the podcast. And their board number 3, Max Warmerdam, has been doing very good recently. It's up to 2670. Oh. And then they have a bit weaker board 4, but still, if everything works out for them, I think they're a pretty similar team to us. But I think they can.
That
also,
would be a great matchup if you play the Netherlands.
That would be a very, very close game.
Gary, and then you against your friend Forrest. So,
they have a really interesting team.
Yeah.
They're ranked 5th.
Yeah.
Ask me, Askild.
So what are your predictions, Odin?
I'm going for India, first place. Uzbekistan, actually, second. And Norway, third. We have the best player and the best captain.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And we wish you all the best in Hungary.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.